Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Hey Marjorie, hey Shakira, how y'all doing tonight? Okay, y'all, I had to write something down. All right, come through with the overtime. Hey girl face, how y'all doing tonight? Um, I keep on saying, did my grocery stock up to the storm hits tomorrow, 1 to 3, and of ice and snow. Ooh wee. Do that mean sometimes like you get shut in? Cause I don't know nothing about I don't know nothing about no snow. I don't know nothing about no snow. My sister them keep telling me child is overrated. All you gotta do is be in it for a couple of days and I promise you gonna want to go back to Florida and not be around no snow or no nothing. Cause I've been hearing that it's finna get cool back here in Florida. They keep blaming it on the groundhog, but I don't believe in the ground. But it do seem like when he see his shadow, then we get more cold weather. I don't know about that. But y'all, until your girl find her footing again, um, I'm gonna try to keep the lives like short and stuff like that. For right now and everything, unless like we come up with uh, unless we have like another conversation, there's some information to be shared or something like that. And I'm doing that because for me is like I'm on this journey. And yes, I am trying not to cry about this situation. So when I talk about certain parts of it, it's like an up and down roller coaster. Other parts of the day is like very, very smooth. Other parts are not. Right now, I got a lot of distractions that's around me. A lot of family members and everything, hanging around, people coming in, checking on me and stuff like that. So, um, but in the meantime, I'm gonna still take y'all on the journey with me of like so what's going on. And hopefully most of it be good instead of bad. um, is what I'm hoping. But wanted to come on and say, kids get out at 1 tomorrow and won't go back until next Monday. Ooh, they got some free time out. Won't be over 25 degrees for 5 to 6 days. Um, but yeah, the phone calls came pouring in good and early this morning. I couldn't even get up and get a shower good before the phone calls started coming from the doctors. I really wasn't looking for no phone calls until probably like Wednesday. But yeah, they started coming in this morning. So, and I already have my first appointment is tomorrow. So, listen, if they give me the same news that I've already got, I'm fine and dandy with that. I just don't want any more surprises. No, nothing. Because I feel like whatever in front of me right now, I can handle it, even though I don't know what it is that I'm really facing. I done been around other people that done been through it, but I don't know their whole story. If I can be there for you and help you on this particular day when you're going through such and such and such, I can be there. But I don't know one person's whole entire story or whatever. So I don't know what it is that I may have to face or whatever. So with that being said, as I go along, I'm gonna come and share with y'all the things that I want to share or whatever. But I'm just hoping tomorrow that because I never want the surprise like I got the other day. And eventually I'm gonna tell the story of what happened the other day because man, that day started off so amazing. So amazing. And I'm gonna tell I think I'm gonna do it on members only because I haven't did anything for my members in a very long time, and I apologize for that. But I told you all a while back that I don't focus on it. I just set it up because YouTube was asking me to, I if anything, I just like to share with people point blank period. But anyways, that day started off so good and so exciting, and for it to go from the day that it turned into was very easy for somebody to just be like, what in the hell? What just happened? Because here you is, you think you going to get ice cream and you ended up with, I ain't gonna say it. You ended up with a real bad deal. But I don't make jokes about it, and even when it ain't funny or whatever, I'm gonna cry about it. I already know. Um, but ultimately, I don't feel like I'm scared. I feel, yes, I do, but not for me. It's not really a fear for me. It's still like just the people around me. But anyways, I'm gonna come back on tomorrow. I didn't expect to have any appointments um right now. But they come in full speed already. Take your time. We will be here even if it's a day or a week until you feel like yourself. Thank you, Shakira. See God in this journey. I'm trying to girl face. Really, really trying. I'm really trying to see him. Just breathe one moment at a time. Yes, we are going to cry, laugh, and pray with you. Yeah. Um, I feel like I'm back in that thing again where I used to say, um, crying is like your sign of weakness or whatever. I'm back in that place again where I feel like I don't want to cry. I don't. Um, but golly, this news is like so fresh. Like I was expecting anything but this. But it's here now, and so we gonna deal with it as it rolls. Um, this way. I just don't want no more surprises tomorrow. It's like I'm trying to prepare myself for um whatever they gonna say tomorrow. And it is what it is. I know it sounds crazy, but it be hard to turn to God because of all we've been through over and over. But He will pull you through. Shakira, you ain't tell not one lie. Not in that statement, you didn't. And me and somebody else was having this conversation that if God is who He is, and He see my heart, why do I have to keep going through all of this stuff? Why? Not that I want Him to move it, because through everything that I've been through, God knows He done kept me for sure. But I'm human. I get tired. I get tired and I just don't understand, like, why? And for a long time, you go back and you keep looking at it and you just keep blaming yourself, trying to figure out what did I do wrong? How did I go wrong? Um, but it's just the conversation that we having. So it's like in the beginning, when something like this or whatever happens, it's not always my first priority that I go to him. Do I ultimately end up with God? Absolutely. I always end up there every single time. Um, but just like Shakira said, sometimes it don't always start off that way. It start in a place of where like, why me? Um and then I ultimately end up in the place where I'm supposed to be. I believe. Um, but I'm telling you, I didn't see this coming. I didn't see it. So I was so angry at him after losing my son. And why is it always me? But he chose me because he knew I would tell the story to help someone else through it. Yeah, I just, at times, like I know he chose me because I'm strong enough to handle it. But sometimes I just don't want to be chose. I just want to be what I be saying on here sometimes. I just wanted to be regular smuggler. That's all I want to be. Like, man, I've been on the front line since I've been a little girl. Like, I'm tired of fighting like that. I just want a moment where I got peace. Life is good. I'm chilling. That's what I want. But it's like you go through this one thing, you step out of that and finish with it, and it's like the next three steps you take, you gonna step on the next thing that's coming your way. So it's like, dang, I just want a little bit. That's all. Hey, growing with Hudson. um, but it's just always that extra test that's out there to like test you. So I don't know what the reason why this test was put in front of me right here. um, and I'm gonna say it until I understand it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Um, I think pretty much nothing at this point is bothering me except for I don't want the port. So, um, I feel like everything else, like I'm good with that, but I don't want a port. What's so bad about that? I don't even know. I just don't like the way they look. I just don't want it. And that's the next thing that I'm facing. So it's just okay. After I take the blow of what it is that I'm dealing with, I get over that. And the very next thing the doctor says to me is something else that I don't want, but got to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, so, anyways, um, and I just kept saying to y'all that I want to get out of the funk of this hospital thing. So I thought, okay, we gonna square this away and we gonna be done with it. Only to find out like the next step. Talking about more doctor stuff for a minute. And now I gotta figure out how to navigate around it because this ain't what I want my conversation to be about every day. But then, do I have control of that? Yeah. Is it a forever port? I don't think so. No, I wouldn't say it is. I was talking to my mom and she said, "Don't be afraid." It sounds scarier than it is. They will put you asleep, and I can tell you it won't stick out your chest. I can barely see hers. Yeah. I'll just be glad when it's done and over with. Because this the only thing. It's like I dealt with the blow, and this the next blow. So I just want to go ahead and get it done and over with. Because it feel like as long as I have to wait to get it done, it's like I'm going to keep going through these motions until it's done. And then maybe I will see it the way y'all see it. It's not that bad. But for me right now, it's what I'm facing. Yeah. Yeah, girl face. Hey, Twilight. Thank you. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Your trials. Yeah, we gonna make it. Yeah, you could have a pic of your collard greens today, love. Mm, that would have been nice. Like I had a full day of everything, just people trying to keep my mind off of just thinking about what's going on over and over again. Um, and it worked. I would love to be in my garden, but too, um, I needed to wait until after tomorrow because me going in the garden, I gotta be back in a place to face my young kids, the ones that's under 18 years old, because I know they got questions that they gonna want to be answered, questions that I can't answer for them right now because I don't have the information. So, um, I feel like I have to see the doctor first so my kids go along this journey with me and learn about this thing as I learn about it. So, you know, it's a lot to it. Me trying to get back to the garden. Life is a challenge, you already know from your experience. Um, Girl face, I decreeing it now. Thank you. Um, it's how we deal with them. I have faith you'll make the decision that's right for you. We're here. Thank you, growing with Hudson. Um, Picking, serving. Um, we got this. Sweetheart, you have to and believe now that all you have been through, your Heavenly Father did not bring you this far to forget you now. Your calling is so much greater than your suffering. Thank you, living legends. Um, Pretty Brown. Don't look at the mountain, just climb and don't look back like I be doing. Yeah. I don't climb some real steep mountains, and I never thought this mountain was gonna be this high. I never thought it was. And now this mountain that I'm facing right now make me not make everything else that I done been through feel like that stuff wasn't nothing. Now this. So totally understood. Yeah. I hope you get well soon. You have such a positive spirit. Midtown, I want to get back to it. I want to pretend like this is not happening. But I ain't never been good at pretending. I ain't never been good at pretending. I've been good at being able to be quiet and don't say nothing and shut down. But I ain't never been able to pretend like that and just act like it ain't happening. Praying for you, your family, and the medical team. We're claiming victory over everything. Um, Man, oh man. Pretty Brown, you made me think of Hannah Montana decline. Ain't it always something? You got this. It is always something. It's just like right when the moment where I think I'm finna get a breather, and this one thing that I've just been going through right here, I think that's done. And as soon as I think that's done, it's like I got 2 or 3 days of peace. And it's like take a deep breath because you finna be dunked back up under the water again. Um, yeah. Yeah. I just and let me tell you something. Something that just hit my mind was sometimes when other people be going through, it's like I can encourage other people so well, but it's like um to whom much is given, much is required. And to whom much is required, much is going to be given. That's the way I view that. Um, And sometimes I just be like, I don't want it. I don't want it. Sometimes I tell y'all about like the things and the stuff that I hear inside of my head, the things when people next to me and stuff. Like sometimes you ever been like you blessed with a gift, but you don't want it because sometimes it just gets so heavy and it gets so frustrating sometimes. And I just see like myself in this situation right here. It's like I don't see myself encouraging anybody in this moment in my life. These past couple of days, I feel like I just want to shut down and I just don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to talk to nobody. Just if my people would just let me sit in a corner and look at the same spot all day long, that's what I'll be doing right now. Just being in a quiet place and not saying anything. That's what I would really be doing. Um, and then on top of it, I'm thankful because that's not how I'm spending my days. It's not, well, so far. So I'm thankful. Let me start talking about some of the things that I am thankful for. My doctor is, because I feel like I don't say it like enough of the things that I feel like I'm scared of. But let me tell y'all some of the things. I did tell y'all last night because I'm trying to remind myself to um keep a balance of the good and the bad. Don't just keep talking about all the bad. Um and my brother kept stressing this to me is that he paid attention to the doctor's body language when he came in and said it. And my brother said that I looked at that doctor and the way he spoke, I've never seen a doctor so confident in my life that he know you gonna beat this. He said, I'm telling you, I'm looking at it. And as he telling me that, my mind go back to looking at the doctor standing in front of us. And he was very, very hopeful. And he kept saying, we caught it early. You're still young, even though I don't view myself still young. Still that young. I'm close to I'm close to 50. So but anyways, you say you're still young. Um, we caught it early. From what they see so far, it's not spreading anywhere. So and then I told y'all yesterday is that I went to go and get my medicine and pay for it. The medicine was already paid for. So there is good things happening in this situation. But with you finding out the C word, um, it's gonna be some scary moments that come along with it. So, but yeah, my my doctor seems absolutely optimistic. He seemed like he don't have a care in the world, but this ain't him going through this. This me going through this is the way that I see it. So, um, you are true. Let me imagine. Thank you. Hey, Miss Parker. Hey T Sherelle. I'm just getting on. I won't ask you to repeat what's going on. I can see it in your face. Yeah. You know when that seed don't grow or the bugs destroy your plant, you don't give up. Not growing with us and coming through to give me the garden talk. Oh my gosh. You're right. When it don't grow up, you don't give up on the garden. You go back and you keep on trying over and over again until you get it right. Figure it out and drop some more seeds. Ain't that classic of you growing with hustling? You go. I told y'all some of the things that I say to y'all over here. I say things with always with the thought in mind that the same thing I give to y'all, I may need it. I may need somebody to give it back to me. Um. All right, growing with hustling, you got me with that one. You got me. And the day just going over like I took into consideration all y'all was saying about, eating your greens and stuff like that. But then somebody said raw. And when they said raw, I was like, wait a minute now. I ain't never ate no raw collard greens or nothing before. So um my people were sitting around and trying to tell me how you can make like smoothies. I'm not a real smoothie person. I don't like thick drinks. But my friend said, well, you don't have to have a smoothie. You can do an icy. So there's different ways of like doing the icy with the pineapple juice, and um, collard greens, maybe some carrots, that type of stuff like that. And those are all things that I grow in my garden. So I can see me getting into that. I just got to get the recipe together. Hey, Tammy. Hope everyone doing so much. Iron sharpen ours. Iron. We got you, my love. Well, I thank y'all tenfold for y'all. That's what I always say. For whatever prayers you're sending up for me, I ask God to do it back for you. 10 times what you asking for me, and I really believe in that. I really believe that. I know right now I sound like I don't believe in God, but y'all don't even know how much stuff that I done had to trust and believe God with. This just is at another level. And to be honest with you, I feel disappointed right now. I do. I feel disappointed right now. Do it mean that I'm gonna stay in that place? No, it don't. But I think God don't mind if I be a little disappointed in him from time to time as long as I don't stay there. Um, it's just that I thought right now, and just hear me what I'm saying. Don't switch my words up. Like I was thinking this finna be my season right now. And for me, with this news coming along, this don't feel like my season. This don't feel like my season. And when I say my season, I want to be out in my garden. I want to go and finish building my my boxes, my garden beds, and all of that stuff. And to be honest with you, me going out there and doing that with a port, because I've never had one before. I don't know what that's like. I'm scared to be able to think, if I get this thing, what if I hit it with something? So already it feel like I won't be able to do the things in my garden that I've been doing and stuff. So, and that's just where I am right now. I don't know. I'm scared because I've never been through this before. So, all things that, eventually will get worked out. When you think of one of the hardest places you went through, you made it out. I absolutely did. You made it out. You are a survivor. Um, this is the time you need to be encouraged. It's okay to have some me time. Your garden is calling you. Yep. And I want to answer. I want to answer to the garden. I do. um, hey Kunta. Hey Angelette. Angelette. Um, hey Ghana chick. Um, you are the guard. All right, T. Sherelle. There are many that have beat it by researching herbs and changing their diet. Okay. I have a soursop tree, apricot seeds, and beet juice. That's another thing everybody keeps saying. And girl, girl face been telling me to plant beets for at least 3 months now. She ain't been telling me to plant beets, but she definitely be up under my comments, up under my garden stuff. Where are the beets? Beets, Shauna. Beets, Shauna. She done said it about 4 or 5 times up under the thing. Beets is one of the well, I don't have I don't know about apricot seeds, but beets is one of the things that I don't have. Get the book by Dr. Sebi. Hey Metal Club. Please be kind and soft to yourself, Mr. Shauna. Metal Club, I'm learning how to do that. I always have been hard on myself. I always have blamed everything on myself. Everything that happened to everybody, everything that go wrong, it's always my fault. Always. I was raised like that. Which kind they said you had? I don't they didn't name it. They didn't name it tomorrow. They will give it. So I'll let y'all know. Then yep. We can add the high class warriors to the title. Alrighty then. The high class warriors. We already high class in the garden. Yes, yeah. How you be a high class warrior? T-shirt. I mean, Shakira. You gotta write it down now and tell me what the explanation behind that is, and then we gonna add that to our thing. I like that growing with Hudson. I've heard Tashana say that plenty of times. Yeah, I get into my garden spiel, and then let me tell you something. That day, when I went to do the thing when I thought that I had necrosis of the pancreas, there were two paramedics that um was taking me from one hospital to the other one to have this procedure done. And I had done went into my spiel and we were just talking and talking and talking, and you just see the looks on these people's face was like, man, I'm going to start me a garden. Y'all know how I get. It's like I go into that magic voice and just like I be selling it like a dream. And me and Pretty Brown was talking about this before I went on the live. That man, that day was going so freaking perfect. It almost make you feel stupid for laughing and having such the good time that you was having prior to going to find out this information. It's crazy how it went. You talking about we in the hospital rolling laughing all out in the hallway before they can get me on the stretcher to, strap you down and put the leads and everything on you. Just having an amazing time laughing with the EMT workers. And man, it was so good on the way there. If you saw those EMT workers when they brought me back, it's another thing that I feel guilty for. Man, I was going through it so bad on the way back. The the EMT workers was crying with me. And then I ended up going back to my room feeling so sorry for them because they having this good day laughing with me in the same. I don't. It was just so crazy. I just felt so guilty because I had good laughs with them on the way there, in the way that they was just in shock. And how I ended up being more sad for them than for myself. Ain't that crazy? But that's the way my mind is set up. But I'm gonna tell that story soon. Nope, I went through the same thing when I went through my stuff. He built us perfectly imperfect. It's the process. He expects you to be upset, angry, especially because of the unknown. Yeah, sometimes I feel guilty. It's been a lot of times. Um, I have been upset with God, but not enough to not turn back to Him. I've been upset with Him before. Even one time I told God, I ain't talking to you no more. I literally told Him that because I trusted Him so much for this one thing. This was during the time when I found out. I never used to think that. I thought that if you prayed to God and somebody was like on their bed to be on the way out, that if you believed God enough, that's the kind of belief that I had in Him. Still is the kind of belief that I have in Him. I don't want to talk about it as in past tense. I'm just going through something right now. But there was a time that my brother in law, and he actually was going through cancer, and he was in hospice. And I felt like all I needed to do was believe him with my whole heart that he was going to save my brother. He was my brother in law, but I believe God for everything, every bit of his healing. And this was the time when I learned that healing doesn't always mean that the person is going to stay here. I learned that there was healing in going to the other side, if you understand what I mean. But when that happened, and the way that I believed God to heal my brother during that time, I can remember the day that he passed away. I can remember when he passed away. I was still sitting there saying, it ain't too late. God can bring him back if he wanted to. That's the kind of belief that I had in God when that happened. And when he bring him back alive, I remember we went to go out on the boat. And on the way there, I just looked out the window the whole way on the way to going to get out on the water in the boat. Just looking out the window. And I was just like, God, I ain't talking to you no more. Because I did what you asked me to do. I trusted you. And you still took my brother in law away. You still took him away. I got that wrote down in my journal. It's been other situations where um I trusted God, and because they didn't work out the way that I thought they should work out, during the time, there was a time when CPS was coming to my house every single day. The police was at my house every single day. I'm trusting God, and these people still showing up. I'm saying the things to these people that I believe God is giving me to say to these people, and I'm still getting beat up on. Well, now that I thought about that, I got beat up with that for a whole year. And you know how God will say, He'll turn your enemies into your footstool. I can remember the day, those last few days, CPS and the police was showing up to my house. Do you know CPS, when they come, they usually show up with a police officer along with them. And so many times I had got threats for the stupidest of things because I didn't believe something one way or whatever. They asking me a question, and for me answering the question the way that I answer, they would threaten me that they gonna take my kids because they couldn't figure out no other way, no other reason to take them. But on that one last day, they showed up there, the CPS worker and the police was finna fight each other. And my husband had to stop the CPS worker and the police from fighting in our yard. I don't even know how I ended up here on this story, but I was telling y'all about me trusting me trusting God. Yeah. With all love, since I see you later, blessing and blessings to everyone because we all need it. Thank you, Growing with Hudson. These are questions to ask your doctor. Tell him your concerns. Your babies are gonna want to help you in that garden. Absolutely, Twilight. They are Twilight Gardener. My kids love coming out in the garden with me. I told you even one of my kids is mimicking me. She done went to the side and she took like some of the plants that I grew in the garden. She took some of them that I had left over and I asked her did she want them because I was feeding them to the chickens, because I had way, way too many and I didn't have anywhere else to plant them. So sometimes I give my chickens things from out of my garden. And I just suggested to her, you want to add this to your garden? Because she already had carrots, tomatoes, and all of that stuff. Yeah, she done went off to the side and planted her little garden. She been harvesting her carrots and stuff, eating them with her ramen noodles and stuff like that. So they you know love helping do things out in the garden. So yeah, um, and so far, Twilight, that's what I haven't been asking. I ain't gonna say that's what I've been doing. I haven't been asking a lot of questions because the information that I'm getting sometimes get me stuck. And I get hung up on this one thing that they say to me. And after they say this one thing, and that's happened the past couple of times, we done talked to the doctor. So once I hear that one thing that I get hung up on, everything else is like I can't hear anything else. So I'm grateful that I have people that's there listening to what they're saying and they're asking the questions, writing down notes or recording what was said so later on I can hear it. So, you know, um I've already told my doctor that I don't want this port or whatever. Um, you know, and I guess we'll talk about it. Yeah, we had a great time. A great time. Like I didn't expect to be having such a good time with the EMT workers. I'm talking about we was hard down laughing. And I'll never forget their name. I'm gonna remember that name forever. Those they names forever. One name, the girl's name was Miranda, and the boy's name was the man's name was Josh. Miranda and Josh. I ain't gonna never forget them. When they delivered me, listen, when they brought me back to my room, I knew whatever conversation that I had with them. And mind you, this is happening on Valentine's Day. When we get to the room, um, Josh comes back with me after I walked in the room and I just went and sat in the recliner and just looked out the window. Josh came back in the room, and when he came back in the room, he came back with this right here. And you can tell like he was just hanging outside of my room and just thinking to himself, golly, I can't believe we was in this place and now we in this place. So he came back in the room with it in his hand like this, like he was presenting me with like some kind of a trophy or whatever. And I couldn't really say, I couldn't say anything to him. I can just remember whispering to him, thank you. Because the tears was finna start flowing. But, you know, when when they left, I knew that whatever I had said to them, the conversation that I was having with them, I had an impact on them that I regretted. I really did regret having an impact on them because I didn't want them to feel sorry for me. I didn't want that. I wanted them to go home, laugh, and talk and stuff the same way that they was doing. I just can't even explain to y'all how that day was. Yeah, don't feel guilty. You were just being yourself. And that's true. That's true. I'm thinking the laughter was a blessing and a reminder that God is always working. The EMTs were there for a purpose to remind you that you can touch anyone at any time. After our mom and sister, after our mom and sister, I love you most. Oh, thank you. God loved him more. Yep, yep, he did. I'm just talking about what I went through at that time because, I really trusted him. And then a part of me wanted to eat this cookie, but then I was like, I got to keep this for a while. I got to keep that for a while because that's got a story behind it. Your brother wanted to stay once he saw where he was going. um, yep. So, y'all, um, like I said, we'll keep going down this story until we see what it's going to be. What it's going to be. Yeah, this is Life with Tashana, where life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. And yeah, I can say it's like a box of chocolate because sometimes you get those boxes of chocolate, it be some nasty chocolates in that box. Y'all know them boxes. Some of them you bite into them and you take that piece of chocolate and you sling it, you sling it across somewhere in the garbage can. I feel like this is one of those the chocolates that's in the box that I don't like. I don't like this piece of chocolate. Mm-mm. Yeah, I kind of see that. I always say that this over here, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. And today, this week, this past week, the chocolate been nasty. I don't like it. So hopefully, sometime in the very near future, we gonna pick one of those chocolates that got the caramel inside of it or something, and then they just stretch out, and it's gonna be real extra, extra good. You know what I'm saying? One of them kind. Um, yeah. But again, I appreciate y'all for coming over here and chilling with your girl Shauna, cause you could have been anywhere, but you decided to be over here with me and pray with me as I go down this journey. Um, and yet and still, I'm going to encourage you all to grow your food, grow your own food, cause a lot of it in my mind is that, and I don't know how true this is, but I believe this, that a lot of this stuff that's happening with our bodies and stuff is coming from the garbage food that they feed us over here, depending on what they giving us in the stores and stuff like that, versus growing our own stuff. And I always encourage the things that you buy from the grocery store and stuff, you can regrow those things, regrow them and create your own stuff. And the things that you can't recreate, go and purchase you some seeds and start growing your own stuff. But us growing for ourselves is the best thing um, that we can do. So I'll be glad when I get back to that place where, we can go back to teaching and getting our hands, down in the soil, and growing some things. Um, and whatever you do in the garden, we the high class gardeners over here. We so high class that we ain't been out in the garden for a little bit. But eventually we gonna get back out there. And the high class part just means we don't play around with no bugs, no snakes, and no worms, and no frogs. Well, Miss Shauna, how you grow anything out in the garden? I said I just grow the food. I don't play around with none of that stuff right there. We got other folks that ain't scared of those things that go out there and handle that stuff right there. And that is what qualifies us as high class gardeners. We just make sure we growing stuff at all times. That's all we do. um, but you all again, I just want to say I appreciate you all for coming over here and listening to me vent about the things that's happening in my life. Um, and praying for me all at the same time. I really appreciate that. Until next time, y'all, I will see y'all later.